Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, everyone. How are you today? Hi. Allow me first to welcome you to this first class in this course, academic writing course. It gives me great pleasure to be here with you, and I am looking forward to working with you on this very important academic course. This course actually aims to improve your writing abilities, academic writing skills at a paragraph level. So we'll be going and having a lot of practice working on writing paragraphs, different kinds of paragraphs, in other words, the organizational patterns of paragraphs, and also we're going to focus on the structure of a paragraph. As you know, paragraph is a very important component of academic writing, and we cannot have good writing without writing very good paragraphs. In this course also we're aimed to focus on writing grammatically correct sentences. As you know, the sentence is the building block of any kind of writing. So without writing grammatically correct and meaningful sentences, our writing is not up to that level accepted at university level. So inshallah, we're going to work on writing, improving and refining your writing skills in order to enable you to be perfect, in order to enable you to be excellent in writing, especially at the academic level. For this course, the course assessment, just very quickly to introduce you to the course assessment, we're going to have a final exam of 50%, totaling a total of 50% of the total mark. We're going to have 25% go for the midterm exam, and 10% of the total mark will go for assignments. I'm going to assign you different homework, different assignments, and then we're going to have a portfolio, and this portfolio includes your writing throughout this course. So I'm going to ask you throughout this course to write paragraphs, and any kind of writing that you do in this course, you're going to include it in this portfolio, and I'm going to collect this portfolio by the end of this course, and we're going to have a quiz, and this has 5% of the total mark. In addition to that, all materials that we use in this class, all the PowerPoint presentations, any kind of materials that we use, we're going to have it on, I'm going to put it on my web page, the university web page, as you can see here. It's site.iugaza.edu.ps/Amer. Alright, any questions? Alright, I do really, I'm sure actually that we're going to have a very productive, very useful and also an enjoyable course to take in this semester, inshallah. Alright, okay, so let's start with just refreshing our ideas about writing, and we start with the idea of what is a sentence? Like I just said that sentence is the building block of any good writing, any good text. What do we mean by a sentence? What is meant by a sentence? We all the time use sentences and so on. What is a sentence? Yes, please. A group of words, okay, all right. Yes, please, very nice.
That have subject and verb and subject.
Very nice, okay, so it's a group of words that has a subject and a verb. Let's just have a quick look. What do you think of this? In the garden. Is this a sentence?
No, not saying.
No, all right. Back in 2010.
No.
Is this a sentence? No. What about this one? I live in Gaza.
Yes.
Why is it a sentence? Why the first two are not considered sentences, whereas the third one is considered a sentence? Yes, please.
Because it contains subject
Uh-huh.
and a verb
Okay.
and
What
an
else?
object.
An object?
Yeah.
No, Gaza is not an object. So it has a subject and a verb, and is the meaning complete? Yes. So remember, these are the three prerequisites, the three conditions for a sentence to be considered a sentence. It has to have a subject and a verb and a complete meaning. Without these three conditions, we cannot consider it a sentence. It could be a phrase, it could be a dependent clause, it could be anything, but not a sentence as we know it. Okay? So a sentence, just remember this whenever you are writing. A sentence is a sentence because it has a subject and a verb and expresses a complete idea. Just let's see the definition of a sentence, and we'll start from there. A sentence is a group of words that contains a subject and a verb and expresses a complete thought or a complete meaning or a complete idea. From an orthographic point of view, from a writing point of view, it begins with a capital letter and ends with a full stop. This is for punctuation sake, okay? So a sentence like this, I live in Gaza, is a sentence because it has a subject and a verb and a complete thought and a complete meaning. Alright, let's just have a quick exercise and decide which one of these is a sentence, okay? I'll just give you 1 minute to go over them, and then we'll discuss afterwards which one is a sentence and which one is not considered a sentence, and why, okay? Alright, let's see. The first one. Yes, please.
Yes, first one is a sentence.
Ali is a student. Is it a sentence?
Yes.
Yes. Why is that?
It contains...
It has a subject,
verb,
verb, and the meaning is complete. Alright, the second one. Yes, please, over there. Sentence? Not a sentence. Why is it not a sentence? The subject is missing. There is no subject. Alright, so the subject here is missing. Alright, he graduated in May 2005. She graduated, my brother graduated, Ahmad graduated, Huda graduated. So it is not a sentence because the subject is not there, so we have to put the subject. The third one, His
friends are not in his class. It's a sentence because it has a subject and a verb
and expresses a complete meaning. Very nice, very nice. Number 4 is going shopping this weekend. Is this a sentence? Yes, please. It is not a sentence. Why? Again, the subject. Very nice. Again, the subject here is missing. He is going shopping. Salma is going shopping. My mother is going shopping this weekend, and so on. Let's see, number 5. After school at around 2 p.m. Yes, please. Yes, please.
It's not a sentence.
Why is it not a sentence?
Not a subject or
Yes, the 3 conditions, the 3 requirements for a sentence are not there. There is no subject, there is no verb, and the meaning is not really complete here. What do we mean by after school at around 2 p.m.? So it is not a grammatical sentence, okay? Number 6, don't be late. Yes, please. It is a sentence? Yes, it is a sentence in the form of an imperative, of an order. What about the verb? Or sorry, what about the subject? You, but it is implicit. Okay, it's sort of understood that the subject is you. Yes, it's implicit subject, so it is you, don't be late. Okay, so it is a sentence that has a subject, an implicit one, a verb, and expresses a complete idea. Let's see number 7. Who's there? Who's there? Sentence? Yes, please. It is a sentence, subject, verb, and a complete idea. It is a sentence in the form of an interrogative, of a question. Okay, so it is a sentence. The man bought. The man bought. Yes, please. Yes, please. It is not a sentence. Why is it? Not that. It doesn't express a complete idea. Yes, I have a subject, the man. Yes, I have a verb, both, but Both what? Exactly. So the meaning is not complete because both is a kind of verb that must take an object. We call it a transitive verb. So the man bought it. The man bought a car. The man bought the house, and so on. So the meaning is not complete here. So we cannot consider it a sentence. Let's see number 9. When I finish my education. Yes, please.
When I finish my education, it's not a sentence because it doesn't express a complete.
Very nice. When I finish my education and I stop talking, the meaning, the reader would expect something like, what happened? What will happen? Okay, so the meaning is not complete. Yes, I have a subject, and I have a verb, finish, but the meaning is not complete yet. So I have to attach something to this part of the sentence in order to complete the meaning. For example, how can I finish it? How can I make it complete meaning? Yes, please. Very nice. When I finish my education, I will travel abroad. Okay. So now it is considered a sentence because it has a subject and a verb, and the meaning is complete. By the way, this is a kind of sentence we will talk about. It is called complex sentence because it has a dependent clause. When I finish my education, plus an independent clause, which is I will travel overseas or I'll travel abroad. Okay? And finally, wait for me. Sentence? Definitely it is a sentence. It's very much like number 6. It is a command. It is an order. The subject is not stated explicitly. It is sort of understood. You wait for me. Alright? So again, just to remind you, a sentence is a sentence because it has a subject and a verb and expresses a complete meaning. Let's have another exercise. Alright? Decide which one of these is a sentence and which one is not a sentence.
Teacher.
Just a sec. Just a couple of, just a half a minute or so. Alright. Yes, please. It's very cold today. Yes, please. Over there. It's not a sentence. Again, because the subject is not there. It's missing. So, how can we fix it? It is very cold today. So, we have to add a subject. So, it is very cold today. So, it is not a sentence because the subject is missing. A second example. The second sentence, please.
My friend come from Canada.
Alright, my friend from Canada. Is it a sentence? No. Why is it not a sentence? Just look at the 3 conditions that we just talked about. Is there a subject? Yes, my friend. Okay. Where's the verb? No. Okay, it's missing. So it is not considered a sentence. In Arabic we can say Sadiqi min Canada without having to add a verb. Okay. Whereas in English, every sentence must have a verb. So my friend is from Canada, comes from Canada, was from Canada, traveled from Canada. The important thing is that to have a verb to this sentence. So my friend is from Canada. Okay? The third one. He speaks 3 languages fluently. He speaks 3 languages fluently. Please.
It's a sentence.
It is a sentence, yes. He.
And subject. He subject. They speaks verb.
Very nice. And it expresses a complete idea. So yes, it is a sentence. Number 4. Muhammad wants to start his own business. Over there. Yes, please. Yes, we have a subject and a verb, and the meaning is complete meaning. Number 5. The children hungry. Please.
It's not a sentence. There is no verb.
There is no verb. The children are hungry. So the verb is missing. Or were hungry. Or will be hungry. The important thing is to have or to include a verb for this sentence. All right? Number 6. They don't want. Please. Not a sentence because the meaning is not complete. Because the reader would say they don't want what? Okay? So again, because want is a kind of verb that requires an object. They don't want it. They don't want to travel. They don't want to eat, and so on. So it is not a sentence because the meaning is not complete yet. All right? Let's see. Go to bed. Yes, please. It is a sentence in the form of an order. Enjoys many sports, especially basketball. Is this a sentence? Yes, please.
This is not a sentence.
Yes.
Because they're missing the subject.
The subject is missing. Very nice. So she enjoys. Jane enjoys many sports, especially basketball, and so on. Very nice. The man in the red shirt. The man in the red shirt. Yes, please. It is not a sentence because, again, the subject-verb pairing, the subject-verb combination, the subject-verb relationship is not there. There is no subject and there is no verb. How can we fix it? We have to put a verb, or we can complete the sentence. For example, the man is in the red shirt, right? The man is in the red shirt, okay? Or the man in the red shirt works here, works in this company, works in this university, or the man in the red shirt is my uncle. So all of this becomes a subject to the verb works, and then the idea is complete. All right? Let's see. Number 10. While we were going to the market.
It's not a sentence. It has no meaning.
Yes, the meaning is not very nice. The meaning is not complete. While we were going to the market, we saw an accident. I bumped into an old friend, for example. I met a couple of old friends, and so on. So I have to complete this in order to express a complete meaning. All right? Let's see number 11, the last one. They didn't like. Yes, please.
They didn't like. There's the sentence because there is a subject and
very nice.
does not have a complete.
It doesn't have a complete meaning. So they didn't like chocolate. All right. They didn't like food. They didn't like, and so on. So there has to be an object after the verb like in order to express a complete meaning. Is this clear? Let's have a third exercise. Let's correct these sentence problems in the following. All of these are actually not correct sentences, so try to fix them. All right? Change them into correct sentences. Remember, again, a sentence must have a subject and a verb and expresses a complete meaning. Let's see. First one. Some food spicy. Yes, please.
It's not a sentence because the meaning is not.
Okay. How can you fix it?
I need the subject and the
Verb. Some food is spicy. Yes. As simple as that. Just include a suitable verb for it. So some food is spicy. All right. So now it is considered a sentence. Yes, please.
Corn, my favorite vegetable.
Corn, my favorite vegetable.
Corn
was my favorite. So the verb here is needed. Corn is my favorite vegetable. Yes, please.
It's very bright in the afternoon. That's not.
That's not a sentence, of course. And how to fix it?
Is the sun very bright?
Very nice. Is the sun very nice in the form of a question? Or we can say it is very bright in the afternoon. Okay? Alright? Number 4. Takes a nap for 2 or 3 hours. Takes a nap for 2 or 3 hours. Yes, please.
She takes a nap for 2 hours.
Yes, she takes a nap for, so the subject has to be included here. So, she, Margaret takes a nap. Ahmed takes a nap for 2 or 3 hours. John takes a nap for, my father takes a nap for 2 or 3 hours a day, and so on. Alright, let's see. Number 5. Eats rice. Yes, please.
I eat.
I eat, because the verb comes with this. She, Huda, Salma, Ahmed, my sister eats. So the subject here, she eats rice. Alright? Let's see number 6. There are flowers in the market. There are flowers in the market. Yes, please. Very nice. There are flowers in the market. There were flowers in the market. There will be flowers in the market. So we have to include the verb here. There are, for example, flowers in the market. Alright? Let's see number 7. For example, the increase in the cost of living. Clearly, it is not a sentence because none of the 3 conditions are met here. There is no subject, there is no verb, and the meaning is not really, doesn't get through. It's not clear. Alright? How can we rewrite the sentence in order to make it a meaningful sentence? Rewrite it to make it a meaningful sentence. For example, the cost and the increase in the cost of living. How can we fix it? Please.
We can say the increase in the cost of living is becoming higher.
Very nice. It's becoming higher. So all of this becomes a subject to the verb is becoming higher. Okay. Now we added a verb to this phrase to change it into a sentence. For example, the increase in the cost of living is making life or is becoming higher, or makes life difficult.
Yes.
All right, or anything like that. Or we can say the increase is in the cost of living. The increase is in the cost of living. All right. All right. Let's see number 8. Having no money and being lonely in the city. Is having a verb? Not a verb. Not something like we call it not a finite verb. Okay, but we'll talk about this later. Alright, so it is not a verb in the sense that there is no subject-verb relationship. Okay, so how can we change it into a grammatically meaningful sentence? Yes, please.
She is having no money.
Very nice. Very nice. Is that right? She's having no money and is lonely in the city. Alright? Or I can say she's having no money and is lonely in the city. Another way is we can say, yes please.
It's very difficult. Make having as a subject.
Very nice. Having no money in the city. Having no money and being lonely in the city made his life terrible.
Yeah.
Okay? Made his life very bad, for example. Alright, so let's see number 8. Having no money and being lonely in the city. Clearly it is not a sentence. How can we fix it? Again, she is having no money and is lonely in the city. Or we can say having no money and being lonely in the city made him depressed. Very nice. Made him depressed. Very nice. Made him depressed. Okay? Made him. So now we have a subject-verb relationship. Having no money and being lonely in the city is the subject. All of this is a subject to the verb made. So subject-verb relationship, and there is a complete idea. Number 9. Because some students have part-time jobs. Again, this is not a sentence. Yes, we have a subject, some students, and a verb have, but because there is because in the sentence, it makes it dependent on something. It makes it incomplete. That is to say, we have to add something to this to make it a complete sentence. So, yes, Iman.
They can't concentrate on their studying.
Very nice. Because some students have part-time jobs, comma, they cannot concentrate on their studies. Let's see this. They, comma, they can't concentrate on their studies. Now it becomes a complete sentence. Or we can say, because some students have part-time jobs, they don't often get high grades or high marks. Okay? Let's see, number 10. Some people are polite, full stop. My neighbor, for example. What is the problem here? What is the problem here? Is it the first part or the second part? Really, it is the second part because this is no problem here. Some people are polite. The second part, is it treated as a sentence, but it is not. How can we fix it? Yes, please.
My neighbor, for example, one of them.
Very nice. My neighbor is one of them, for example. For example, my neighbor is one of them. Okay? So the second part is my neighbor is one of them. Comma, for example. Or we can say, for example, comma, my neighbor is one of them. So just my neighbor by itself is not a sentence. So we have to add a verb and a complete idea to it. Let's see. Number 11. We all ran inside. Full stop. Because it was very cold. Where's the problem here? First or second part? The second part. Because it was very cold. It is not a complete idea. How can we fix it? Very easy. We just say we all ran inside. Just remove the full stop and add it to the rest of the sentence. So we all ran inside because it was very cold. Is that right? Yes, as simple as that. Because just remove the full stop and add or join the two parts together to form a sentence. Okay? So we all ran inside because it was very cold. Alright? Let's see the last one. As I was listening to the radio. As I was listening to the radio. Again, not a complete idea. How can we fix it? How can we fix it? Yes, please. My father came. Alright, another answer. Very nice. Yes, please.
The telephone rang.
The telephone rang. What else? Yes, please.
My mother was cooking.
My mother was cooking. So the idea here is to add something to complete the meaning. Another way is just to remove as, this subordinator. Alright, because if we add as, or while, or because, it makes the sentence something we call dependent clause, subordinate clause. That is to say, not a complete idea. So we can say, I was listening to the radio. Okay? As simple as that. Okay? Alright. Alright, now, what I'd like you to do is just to write two sentences. Any two sentences that you can think of. Alright? Alright? Right now, yes, please. Just write two sentences that come to your mind. Just remember these three conditions. It has to have a subject and a verb and must express a complete idea. Please.
Palestine will be free soon.
Palestine will be free soon. Is that a correct sentence?
Yes.
And a perfect sentence. Yes, Palestine will be free. Very nice. Yes, please.
I have finished only one semester in
Alright, very nice. I have finished only one semester at university. Very nice. Yes, please.
Sandy tornado is going to hit Palestine today evening.
Very nice, very nice. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Very good, very good. Yes, please. Very nice. We have to decide on blah, blah, blah. Very, very good. Very nice. Yes, please.
Palestinian refugees were medical help at lower cost.
Very nice. Palestinian refugees need medical support, medical help from different organizations. Very nice. Okay, finally.
I start my lectures at 9 o'clock.
I start my lectures and I start my classes at 9 a.m. Alright? So this is what we need actually to think about whenever we write something. Just think that the preconditions, the requirements for writing a good sentence is that it must have a subject and a verb and expresses a complete idea. Okay? Now, let's move to the book and look at page 15. An easy exercise, just to reinforce this idea of checking your writing for clarity of sentences. Okay, page 15 in your textbook. Larry's, I also have it here on the text on slide. Larry's bad habit. Can you see it? Yes. What I'd like you to do is to look for missing subjects and verbs in this paragraph. Just quickly read it and identify sentences which are missing, which are missing in verbs and subjects, and fix them very quickly. We'll just have less than 1 minute to quickly read it and fix the problems in this sentence. Okay? Alright, let's see. Yes, please.
My friend Larry has a bad habit.
Problem? No problem. Very nice. Come in.
Never on time.
He never on time to anything. He is never on time to anything. So the verb is missing. He is never on time to anything. Yes,
He
please.
arrives 10 minutes late.
And again, arrives 10 minutes late. He arrives 10 minutes late. He arrives 10 minutes late. Late. Yes, everywhere. Yes, please. Yeah.
Larry always an excuse is always.
Very nice. Larry, so the verb is missing here clearly. Larry always has an excuse. Larry always has an excuse. What he says? I missed the bus. My alarm didn't ring. My alarm clock didn't ring. My watch stopped. My mother telephoned me just as I was leaving. Okay. Next. Uses each excuse at least twice a week. He uses, right? Yes, so the subject here is missing. He uses each excuse at least twice a week. I know them all. Who would like to continue? Yes, please.
Whenever Larry rushes in 10 minutes late, of course, and start to say,
Say.
sorry, I'm late,
But.
I,
Mhm.
or sorry, I'm late, but my, or sorry, I'm late, but my mother,
Mhm.
I can't finish the sentence for him.
Problem? No problem in the sentence structure. What about the next one? Larry's bad habit, not a problem for me any longer. Very nice. Larry's bad habit is not a problem for me any longer. Is not a problem for me any longer. If the movie at 7. Yes, please.
If the movie is at 7,
Very
after
nice.
Larry, it starts at 6:45.
Very nice. If the movie is at 7, or if the movie starts at 7, I tell Larry it starts at 6:45. So here the verb is missing. If the movie starts at 7, I tell Larry it starts at 6:45. Then he early. Then he comes early. Then he arrives early. Okay, so again, then he arrives and he comes early. Alright, so in this paragraph there were a few sentences that were lacking subjects or verbs, and you have to always be attentive to this in our writing, just to make sure that every sentence we write must have a subject and a verb and a complete idea. Alright, a second and last exercise for today's class. Alright, the second paragraph in your book, on page 15, my neighbors. Okay, what we have to do here is just to punctuate this paragraph, to add capital letters and full stops where necessary. Yes, please. We finished? Yes. Yes. Shouldn't be a difficult one to do. All right. Who would like to start? Yes, please.
A young couple from India live
All right.
next door to me, comma.
Full stop, not a comma. All right. So a young, it has to be a capital letter. A young couple from India lives next door to me. Full stop. The sentence finished here because the idea finished here. Okay. Then the husband's name is Ajay. Full stop. The wife's name is Anju. Full stop. Everyone calls her Anju. Full stop. Yes. Capital letter for they. They have a young son and are expecting the second child in a few weeks. Full stop. Very nice. They hope to have a girl this time. Full stop. They hope to have a girl this time. Full stop. Both Ajay and Anju have good jobs. Yes. Full stop. He is an executive in a computer company. Full stop. She is a computer programmer. and works in our local hospital. Full stop. And Jew is a wonderful cook. Alright, very nice. She cooks mostly Indian food. Full stop. They sometimes invite neighbors on weekend for a potluck meal. Full stop. We, yes, we, capital letter W is capitalized. All bring something to share. Full stop. It is fun to live next door to Ajay and Andrew. Great. Okay, so here we have a perfectly punctuated sentence. Okay, so this is again just to recap what we talked about today. Every sentence, whenever you write, think about these three requirements: a subject, a verb, and it must express a complete idea. Okay, for next time what I'd like you to do is to start writing, and I'd like you to write something about the benefits of the internet. Okay, just an easy topic that everyone can write about. Just write a paragraph, a kind of writing, a paragraph about this topic, the benefits of the internet. Alright, in the form about 15 lines or something like this, and we'll see you next time, inshallah. Thank you very much for being very attentive and active, and inshallah we'll see you next time, inshallah. Thank you very much.